So good afternoon, everyone. This is Christian Karasevich. I am the founder of Social Chefs. Basically, I run a blog and a social media training site. My goal is to teach you how to use social media for your business. I like to go over what I call social chatter. Basically, it's social media news for the week, where I cover 3 to 5 topics. So like what's new across a number of networks, why it matters to your business. And then I also like to go over 3 tools that I think are very useful for you. And so with that, I normally have a co-host, Mr. Vincent Orlek. He is actually having some issues with getting onto Blab today. I guess his internet, I think, is down where he is at. But he is normally my co-host. So I want to welcome you to this week's episode. And if you have any questions during the show, I'm going to put some links in here for you. We're going to start off with, yes, the internet is fragile. Yes, great comment, by the way. It's interesting. Some days things work. Some days, we run into other technical issues. But if you have any questions, you can either put them in the comments over here on the side. You can type /Q. You can also send me a tweet. That's my Social Chefs brand. You can also send me a personal tweet. If we want to try to get Mr. Vincent Orlek on the show, let's do this. Let's send him a tweet. I'll put his Twitter username in there. And also, if we are using hashtag social chatter, putting that in there as well for everybody. And I think did I get that right? Let's see. Yes. So we're using hashtag social chatter. What we're going to do basically is we're going to quickly go through 3 to 5 things that happened this week in social media marketing. And I want to start off with the first item. This is probably one of the bigger items for the week, by the way. And it's called Facebook reactions. And these are actually really cool. Let me actually get everybody a link to how these kind of work, because they're actually really, really, really neat. Facebook has basically taken the like button to another level. So topic 1 is basically going to be Facebook reactions. And so giving you guys a link, you can see what they are, how they work, and it'll also show you how you can actually use them on a desktop versus mobile. But basically what has happened is previously when you went to Facebook and you clicked, the like button, you could like pretty much any post. It could be a happy post, a sad post, a post that you're really indifferent on, things like that. And, for years, that was great. That was really great, actually. And, except for the fact that, you always felt weird liking somebody's post for something that was either negative or, that was really sad or depressing. For example, somebody's, if there was, a death of the family or something, tragic like that. So what they've done now is with the like button, you can do different reactions. So for example, I can go to my Facebook newsfeed and I can click the like button like I normally would. But now if you hover over the like button, it'll actually pop up a little menu, which you can see on your Facebook newsfeed. And it will give you 6 different reactions. You have like, love, haha, angry, sad. I think that's actually all of them. But basically, you can give different reactions. And then the way that it works is every time you give a reaction to something, it will show up on the Facebook post that you're liking or engaging with. And you will be able to see pretty much what the breakdown is. So you'll be able to see, okay, well, how many people liked this, or how many loved this, or how many people thought this was funny, and so forth. So that is topic number 1 for the week. And so, like I said, to access it on a desktop, you just go to the like button, you hover over it, it's in your news feed, and you will be able to select from different or reactions. If you're on mobile, it's a little different. You launch the Facebook app, you press on the like button, and then you get like a little swipe. So it's like you press, and then you can swipe back and forth like that. And basically what it'll do is it will give you an option to, at that point, select which reaction you want. So what's really neat about this actually is that if you are a Facebook page, so how does this apply to business? If you're a Facebook page and you are engaging, with other people are engaging with your content and whatnot, they will be able to then give you different reactions. They will show up in your Facebook insights, and you can get to that simply by going to facebook.com/insights. And so what that is going to do, you'll be able to see your page reactions. You'll be able to share your page reactions within Facebook. You'll be able to view your Facebook reactions inside of your Facebook page insights. So pretty cool. Overall, I like this feature. I think that, I want to see, I love the fact that, I can go to a page and see the reactions. If I'm a business, this is really important because I will be able to then go and, if I have a business, I'll be able to see what people are, what kinds of content they're actually finding interesting. If I go and see content that, say, for example, I thought it was really good content. I got, some say people said they love it versus like it. I might want to go and adjust that content. So that's topic number 1 for the day, by the way. So that's Facebook reactions. Topic number 2, I'm going to, and if you have any questions, you're welcome to put them in the chat here. But topic number 2 is another Facebook feature. This is actually a pretty neat feature. So with Facebook, you can now, it's a new feature. They're rolling this out to events. So Facebook events and also Facebook Messenger. You will be able to invite people who are not on Facebook. So pretty neat. I'm going to put a new feature. This actually, some people may see this, some people may not yet, but it is happening on mobile. It's happening on Messenger as well. So basically, it's a way to invite non-Facebook users to Facebook events. Pretty cool. This is another good feature because I know Facebook's going to probably use this to try to get their numbers up, which is great. At the same time, though, it's going to make it easier for you if you're using Facebook events. You basically put somebody's email address in, and now you can invite them to something without them being a Facebook user. Because, you're going to have certain people that are going to, they're going to say, well, hey, I'm not on Facebook, or maybe they just haven't, explored Facebook and they've, just not signed up yet. So that's another way that you can use Facebook as well this week. So really, really, really good update. So does anybody have any questions at the moment, actually? So with that, I'm going to keep rolling. I've got quite a number of features here that I want to, topics that I want to talk to everybody about. So topic number 3, this was actually a Snapchat topic. And I want to, I'm actually going to share this one out. There's a new feature, by the way. It says share the last 30 seconds, which is pretty neat. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about Snapchat on-demand geo filters. It's a new feature for Snapchat. Vincent is, he's a big Snapchat user. This is a pretty good feature. So let's do topic number 3, Snapchat on-demand geo filters. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna link you off to the Snapchat blog post that they've put together. Okay. So what are Snapchat geo filters? So Snapchat geo filters, these are, and there's actually a video on that page if you go to it, but basically it's a way for you to create, let's see, let me see if I can quote this right. You can create and publish a geo filter for a party, a wedding, a business, any other place or event, basically to help your friends, your customers decorate their snaps. So it's pretty neat. They cost, it says, for an hour of up to, you could buy them for an event or even like an entire block for an hour or for up to 30 days. Basically, it's $5, starts at $5. And depending on factors that you include, such as the size of your geofence and the time period you've chosen and so forth, that's how much they're going to cost. But basically what is, it's a way for you to, set up like a segment, say, hey, I want to, I want to set a Snapchat geo filter, basically for this specific area, and then target to people in those areas. So those are Snapchat geo filters for you. By the way, Creatives Link, thanks for joining, by the way. Do you have any questions on any of these features, or have you checked any of them out yet? Yeah, I mean, I know Snapchat's one of those things that some businesses they want to get on Snapchat. Some people they're trying to figure out how it can be used for business. Nothing wrong with that. Not in a Snapchat at the moment, but it's one of those things that I think it's good to at least know the information so that if you do have I'm not sure what kind of business you're in, but if you have people that are asking how to use Snapchat, or they want instruction on how it can actually help them, this is one way to help them. So I'm going to keep going here. We've got a couple more topics I want to talk about. So topic number 4, this is probably going to be funny because people are probably thinking, well, hey, Foursquare, I don't use Foursquare much anymore. So basically it's a new feature called Attribution. And this is actually a pretty neat, it's a pretty neat little tool. It's only available right now as so you have to request a demo, but it's a very, very, very powerful thing. So basically what it's going to do is Attribution by Foursquare is going to let you determine, you basically can run ads and whatnot. You'll be able to basically determine what brought those people into a store. So basically it helps marketers measure the efficacy of current media strategies at driving store visits. Sorry. And this is actually really good. This is a very good tool to possibly check out. Yeah, we'll talk more about that in a couple minutes, Creatives Link. You can ask some questions and whatnot, and I'm happy to answer them. But basically, Attribution by Foursquare is a way for you to basically measure your current strategies to see how they're actually helping impact driving store sales. And it's pretty neat. If anybody remembers, let me see, I think it was a Super Bowl ad. Let me see which one it was actually. It was a Super Bowl ad. Let's see, there was Hyundai. As far as dates, does some really good things. But I think it was actually Red Lobster, actually. Let me see. Yeah, so basically I measured which ads actually push people into stores. And in the week following the Super Bowl, Hyundai, they did really well. Taco Bell also did really well. Red Lobster, also because of Beyonce, and her performance. But basically, this is it's basically a good way for you to, most of the time we run ads and you don't really know if somebody's come into your business, why they came into your business. You don't know if they came into there because, they happen to see one of your ads. You don't know if they came into your business because they happened to, if it was a promotion you were running, or whatever it was, right? And you can't really tell. So the good news is, with Foursquare, you can now use this attribution feature to be able to gather some of that data. And that data then will give you, important information so you can make further marketing decisions in your business, whether to continue those campaigns or not. So that is Attribution by Foursquare. And by the way, all of these things I talk about, they all are going to be up in a blog post. That blog post will be going up probably in a couple of hours here. So if you miss any of the topics I talk about, everything's going to be there. You'll also be able to get access to all the tools that I'm talking about as well, which we'll get to in a couple minutes. So topic number 5, actually I have 2 more topics here for you. Topic number 5 is the Facebook birthday cam. And I want to talk about this because you're probably wondering, well, what the heck, Facebook birthday cam, that's, only for connecting with personal, with Facebook profiles and whatnot, right? So I want to talk about this because, yes, you're absolutely right. Facebook birthday cam. What is it? Let's quickly tell you what it is. So Facebook birthday cam is a way for you to, if it's somebody's birthday, Facebook's going to pop up a notice and they're going to give you the option to record a video for that person. So that's the personal side, right? Wishing somebody a happy birthday. Let's talk business. So I recommend, trying to connect with pretty much everyone you can whether it's on your profile or on a Facebook page. I think, being connected on both levels, I think is really important because it lets people learn, more about you. I mean, if I'm a business owner and somebody has a personal connection with me, whether they're my friend or they're following me, I think it's important that we maintain those relationships. We're not just like in a business focused mindset. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being friends with your customers, and, giving them a peek inside the things that you have going on. So the business side of using the Facebook birthday cam is that if you are friends with somebody, you can go and, if you're a business owner, you can record, a nice message. You can thank them, so wish them happy birthday. If they happen to send you, for instance, some people send cards every year back and forth to one another. Maybe you want to get into a habit of recording birthday cam, basically a short video message for them every single year. And that's going to help, develop that relationship along, instead of just being about, hey, go buy my product. So the benefit to this is that, the more that you connect with someone on a, if you use Facebook pages, a lot of times when you put things on a Facebook page, they don't always get seen. But if you happen to take that Facebook page update and share it on your profile, that typically will generate, a lot higher engagement. Usually it's from, your personal contacts, right? People that, you have a close relationship, whether it's, family, friends, really close colleagues. So I would recommend using the Facebook birthday cam when it's somebody's birthday to record a message, let them know you care about them. Because I think in turn, the more you start to, share some of your, personal updates and your Facebook page updates on your profile. So like sharing it on your page and then sharing it from your page to your profile by hitting the share button and selecting on my profile. I think that is actually going to help deepen those relationships. And, yes, as Creative's link here mentioned, I always make a happy birthday post to friends. Absolutely. But the other thing is, here's the other thing. My birthday was a couple of months ago, and I had a lot of people, they wrote, thank you, they wrote happy birthday on my Facebook wall. And that was great. But the thing is, I got like 100, I got 100 text updates. Happy birthday, Christian, happy B-Day, like you get all those kinds of things, right? And so the benefit to using a Facebook birthday cam is that it does happen to vary, those things. And, if I happen to get somebody that, they give me like an emoji or they post a picture and they say happy birthday, to me, that actually really, it makes me stand up and take notice. And it's the same thing, I think, with, with the birthday cam or short video. I'm going to probably go check that out. And, I'm going to probably be more interested in that versus, another text update. So that's just, just something to think about. Again, I mean, everybody's a little different. So I will, and it's to each his own. So topic number 6, I'm going to move on to topic 6, and then I'll answer some of your questions. So topic number 6 for today, Instagram two-factor authentication. And I got to say, so two-factor authentication, this is something that, you might read a lot about. For instance, if you've got email, for instance, if you've got a Google account, two-factor authentication, it basically, what it does is it tells you when someone's trying to access your account. A lot of times, if I'm logging into, for instance, different devices, this way, if I log into a device that I've not authenticated, the device will actually ask me for a code. So the way that the Instagram authentication works, and by the way, I would recommend doing this because a lot of times when you use Instagram, you're switching multiple accounts, which, by the way, you don't have to do anymore because you can use Instagram multiple account management now, which is pretty cool. But basically, what will typically happen with Instagram is people log in and out of your accounts, and you might not know that, or if you do, there was previously a process where you get notified, but it didn't always really work very well. So you get notified and then you get locked out of your account. So the way that this new feature works, pretty simple. What you're going to do is you are going to go on Instagram. You're going to log into your account. Basically, what you're going to do then is you're going to put in a phone number to where basically you're going to be able to be reached. They will give you a code. So when you turn two-factor authentication on, they're going to give you a code. That code is going to basically notify you if somebody has tried to access your account or whatever, is trying to log in. And if you get the code, then you just basically have to log in and basically secure your account. So the benefit is when this happens, people will be able to, know, hey, somebody happened to try to hack into my account, and that will actually help you out in the long run. So Creatives Link, are you a big Instagram user? Okay, so with that, I'm going to get to this week's social media tools. And and as I mentioned, one thing I like to do is I like to share 3 to 5 tools that I think are they're very useful. Things that I think that, are really good for your business. So the first one, very glad to hear Creatives Link. So yeah, so I would recommend sharing this blog post that goes out tomorrow or today. I'll actually give you a link here to what the blog post is going to be. But basically, I'll give you a link. The email you'll get notified. The email will typically go out. Sorry, email. The blog post will typically go out in a couple of hours. But basically, it's going to have a recap to all this stuff we talked about. To talk about two-factor authentication and whatnot. So this is actually going to be the link. That won't work right now if you go to it, but that's going to be the link. So, okay, so let's talk about the first tool. So tool number 1 is actually a tool called Perch. And Perch is available for iOS. It's available for Android. Are you on iOS or Android, Creatives Link? Okay, iOS, here you go. Free app. And so let's talk about what this tool is. And by the way, so I try to pick out tools that I think are very good for business, that can help you out. Okay, so let's talk about what Perch app is. It's a free app, and I've actually got some other ones that are really good actually as well. So I'll just give you links here in a second as well. Okay, so what is Perch? Perch is so how many of you you've gone on your social media channels and you find it's hard to keep up with everything, whether it's reviews or social posts, promotions, or heck, even trying to figure out where your customers are at. So one of the biggest things with social media is, we think we're going in the right direction. For example, we think, hey, my customers are on Instagram, and maybe they're not. And how do we know that? We put all this time into Instagram. Well, what Perch app will do is basically it's a way for you to put everything in one place to manage your reviews, your social posts, your promotions, be able to manage all of that from an app. You can also then see where your customers are at. So, for example, what kinds of responses you're getting on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram versus just kind of taking a guess. You can also use it to look at social activities for your business. You can search for businesses, that might be a competitor to yours, and you can also compare your businesses to see how you're doing. So that's Perch app. It's a free app. It's they've got a number of reviews. They've got I think it's got like 5 stars. It is a very, very, very good app. And I would recommend keeping that in your digital arsenal. So with that, tool number 2, and so I'm going to put the iOS and the Android app versions as well for Perch. There's an iOS version and there's an Android version. Okay, so let's talk about tool number 2. It's also another business app. This one is actually is free. It's called Yaldi, Yaldi, but we will put the link in here for that. So what is Yaldi? So do you know how your business is doing offhand? For example, let's ask some of the viewers. So how's your business? Can you, do me a favor? Put in the chat window, are you doing well? Are you doing okay? Do you need improvement in certain areas, or do you not know? Okay. So if I'm running a business and, most of the time people really, they don't have their finger on the pulse. They don't know what's going on, right? So what does this tool do? Yaldi. Basically and it is a free app, but there is some, in-app purchase options, but I will say well worth it. So the way that Yaldi works is it gives you a snapshot of your business with one single score. So basically what you do is, you put, and by the way, anybody that's watching this, you basically put all your information in there. So, I don't say all your information, sorry. You put in your business data. So for example, you put in, cash flow, sales data, revenue, all that stuff into the app. And when you do that, basically what it's going to do is it's going to take all this information and it's going to convert it into KPIs, key performance indicators, actually. Sorry. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to put all these you're going to put all this data in there. And then what's going to spit out to you is it's going to tell you how your business is doing. So basically you're going to get, key insights that you can then use to help improve different parts of your business. And you can even use it to set goals and other key performance indicators. Basically you do all this from the app, which is probably the most amazing piece. And then you're able to then take all that data, see how you're doing, and then make those adjustments. And the great thing is, it's like, I think it's like $10 if you end up like paying for the, getting the paid version, or sorry, the upgrade, since it's free. But it is pretty awesome. Basically, you put all this stuff in, you can try it for 30 days and you can see how your business is doing and then make your adjustments. If you're not having a lot of cash flow, for instance, at least you are, you don't get to the end of the month and you're like, well, hey, where'd all my money go? You know exactly where it went. So everything is basically in this app. So I would recommend checking this app out. And again, I'm not always going to talk about social media tools. I talk about this one though, because it is a very powerful tool, at least to know about, and to use it to, basically keep your finger on the pulse of your business. So tool number 3, by the way, unless there are any other questions on this tool, and this is actually a very useful tool if you're a YouTube user. So tool number 3, YouTube has a new custom blurring tool. Now, I wish I could give you a screen. I wish I could share my screen with you guys, but I can't at the moment. Sean Charles, thank you for joining, by the way. Glad to see you here. So, and by the way, we're just wrapping up actually on our third tool, but covered a lot of topics. So they're all in the chat window here. But if you have questions on anything as you're reading through, let me know. But basically, the third tool is a YouTube custom blurring tool. Now, personally, I do all my own video editing. I do all my own shooting. I do all my own editing, and I use like Final Cut Pro and a lot of tools where that are going to let me add different effects or different do different things on the video. So, for example, one of those things is if I want to blur the background. For example, let's say I'm taking a picture of a car or somebody's face at an event, and I want to blur their face because they don't want to be in the video. Previously, I pay, by the way, a fair, I think it's like a couple $100 for some tools, and those tools let me blur out certain things. However, it's time consuming and obviously it's fairly expensive if you add up buying a tool. What this new tool, the YouTube custom blurring tool, does is it lets you upload your video to YouTube, and you can add a box, basically a bounding box around the things that you want to blur out, and then basically it will blur all of them out in your video. And this is it's available just simply by going to YouTube, going to the enhancements section. So basically what you do is you go to YouTube and there's a little like magic wand icon if you're editing a video, and you basically click on it. It will pull up the enhancements menu, and you'll see under the enhancements a custom blurring tool where you can basically draw stuff up. There is a link, by the way, to kind of show you how this works, but that is a really good tool that I think you should know about. Because, a lot of times, like a lot of people, they just upload video and they don't think about the quality of the video or the content or whatever they're putting out. And so the benefit of this is you're going to be able to, clean up your video. If people didn't want to be in it and so forth, if you didn't have their permission, you can basically edit them out in a way, because if their face can't be seen, you just blur it. So that's it. That's the third tool for today. So the three tools, we talked about Perch, we talked about Yaldi, and we talked about the YouTube custom blurring tool. Just a quick rundown on each. Perch lets you measure your social media posts. It lets you keep track of how well you are doing compared to your competitors. You can also use Perch to help you also track competitions. You can also use it to see where the most engagement is happening on your social media channels. And as I mentioned, it is a free app. So I'd recommend checking that one out. Yaldi is a KPI tool. And basically it's going to let you, put some of your business information in. It's going to track it and give you, basically spit out a report from a mobile device, which is awesome. And then the third tool, the YouTube custom blurring tool. So with that, I want to thank everyone for watching and joining this episode. This is the 24th episode. My co-host, Mr. Vincent Orlek, could not make it today, but I want to encourage you to join next week's Blab. Our 25th episode. We do these every single week, about 30 minutes to an hour. And lastly, if you want to get on my email list so that I can notify you about the upcoming Blab, basically what I'll do is I'll send you an email a couple hours before the Blab with all of the topics we're going to talk about. And basically we will, I'll give you a link to the previous episode that you can watch and read. I'll also give you access to some of the topics we're going to talk about and whatnot. You can text Social Chatter to 33444. With that, I want to wish you that you have a great weekend. Where I'm at, it's been really cold. We had a really bad winter, and supposedly it's supposed to be really warm this weekend. So I'm looking forward to spend some time outside. But if you have any questions, you're welcome to, tweet me at Social Chefs or at CKROKS. Those are also listed in the chat over here on the right. You could also use hashtag Social Chatter, and I will get back to you. And as I mentioned, if you want to check out basically a recap of this post, you can get that by going to socialchefs.com/ let me get the exact link for you. So it's socialchefs.com / social chatter, social chatter episode 24. And then this will be live in a few hours. With that, I want to thank everybody for joining. And if you have any questions, I'll stay on for a couple minutes and answer anything you've got questions on. So awesome. Thanks.